Hello and welcome. I am a hotel AI expert with extensive experience in modern hospitality operations and performance support. I am pleased to welcome all students of Europe Hotel School to your online learning journey. This program is really designed for you, hospitality students and professionals who are looking for practical knowledge that lines up with how real hotels operate. So what we're going to do is deliver some high-quality learning, all guided by industry experience and AI-supported hotel practices. All right, let's dive into it. You know, for a long time, hospitality organizations have set up their commercial teams in a very traditional way. You've got marketing in one corner and sales way over in another. But this approach, what we call the silo effect, is really a flawed tradition. When these essential departments work in their own little bubbles, it just creates friction and a whole lot of missed opportunities. So take a look at this. It breaks down that traditional separation perfectly. Marketing's job? To get people's attention, build awareness, and get them interested. And then sales is supposed to swoop in, take that interest, and turn it into actual revenue. You know, on paper, it seems logical, but in the real world, this disconnect creates huge gaps. You end up with inconsistent messages, wasted effort, and yep, you guessed it, lost revenue. Okay, so what's the fix? What's the modern solution here? Well, it's all about a unified strategy. To do lead generation effectively in today's market, you absolutely have to get these two functions operating as one single cohesive system. It can't be like a relay race where they're just clumsily handing off a baton. That's a race they're never going to win.
The official name for this idea is cross-functional collaboration. And really, all it means is that different teams work together to hit shared goals. Now, this isn't just some corporate buzzword, it's a core principle of modern hospitality leadership. In fact, top institutions are now saying this is absolutely essential if you want to have long-term commercial success.
So how do we actually build this unified engine? Well, it's not as simple as putting everyone in the same room and just hoping for the best. Real successful integration is built on a solid framework. And that framework has several key pillars that we're about to walk through.
All right, here's the roadmap for what's coming up. We're going to break down 4 essential pillars. First, shared understanding, then continuous communication. After that, integrated data and technology, and we'll wrap up with aligned goals and metrics. Let's kick things off with pillar number 1, shared understanding. This is the bedrock, the foundation of it all. Think about it. If marketing has no clue about the revenue goals or the exact type of client sales is after, they could generate thousands of leads that are completely useless. And on the flip side, if the sales team doesn't get the brand's core message, their sales pitches can feel totally off-brand and even damage your hotel's reputation.
Okay, now for pillar 2, which builds right on top of that, continuous communication. This is the lifeblood of the whole integrated engine. We're talking about creating real, structured ways for teams to talk, regular meetings, planning sessions where everyone's involved, and honest feedback loops. This is exactly how marketing finds out what's really working on a sales call, and it's how sales gets the heads up on the next big campaign. It keeps the whole operation nimble and super efficient.
Now for pillar 3, integrated data and technology. Just look at the kinds of insights each team brings to the table. Marketing has all that digital data, who's clicking on what they're looking at. And sales, they've got the human intelligence, what customers are asking for, what their biggest objections are. Now, when you put those two data sets together, that's where the magic happens. Imagine marketing sees that a bunch of employees from a local company are looking at your weekend getaway packages. They tell sales, and sales happens to know that very same company is planning its annual retreat. Boom! Instead of a cold call, you've got a perfectly timed, super relevant pitch. That's the power with having a full 360-degree view of your lead.
And that brings us perfectly to our 4th and final pillar, aligned goals. The old way of doing things, as you can see here, was just completely misaligned. Marketing got judged on how many leads they brought in, the sheer volume. Sales was judged on revenue, but a modern, integrated team uses shared metrics, lead quality, conversion rates, and total revenue contribution. This creates total, unified accountability. Suddenly, everyone is rowing in the exact same direction because they're all being measured on getting the boat to the very same finish line.
Okay, so we've built our shiny new engine, but what does all this feel like from the outside? What's the real payoff for the single most important person in this whole equation? The guest.
This quote just nails it. When marketing and sales are perfectly in sync, the guest has this smooth, clear, and coherent experience, from the very first ad they see all the way to the final contract they sign. And that consistency is incredibly powerful.
It builds trust, it makes the buying process easier, and it creates the kind of deep, long-term loyalty that is the absolute bedrock of the hospitality industry.
All right, now let's pivot for a second and look at the payoff for the hotel itself. What are the real, tangible business benefits you get from creating this agile commercial engine?
Well, the outcomes are pretty significant. Right away, you get higher quality leads, which naturally leads to better conversion rates. You start to eliminate all that waste and inefficiency that comes from teams pulling in different directions. And maybe the most important part? Your whole organization becomes more agile. You can react and adapt to market changes so much faster. It all just adds up to stronger performance and deeper, more profitable relationships with your clients.
So, here's a crucial point to remember. This kind of massive transformation, it doesn't just happen on its own. It needs intentional leadership. Leaders are the ones who have to step up, break down those old silos, push for shared objectives, and build a culture where collaboration isn't just a nice idea, it's something that's expected, it's measured, and it's rewarded.
And that leaves us with one last thought for you to take with you as you move forward in your careers. When you step into those leadership roles, you have to ask yourself this question. Are you just building and managing separate departments? Or are you going to be an architect, designing a truly unified commercial engine, one built for sustainable, long-term success? The choice you make will define your future.